What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Investing Bros. And guys, I gotta go ahead and say it right now. I this morning thought it was Friday. It's been a long week. T-Shim had to remind me it's only Thursday. But if you guys are excited about our Thursday show, go ahead and smash that like button. How about that thumbnail? T-Shim is killing it on those thumbnails today, as it would suggest. We got three big stories, really. I mean, there's more out there we're talking about today, but Bitcoin is down, guys. It's heading towards that $28,000 prediction that we made back at the end of July. We're going to talk about that and a lot more. Trump also, more details are coming out about his real crypto holdings. We're going to talk about that and a lot more. And also, even though this is not necessarily in the crypto world, we're the Investing Bros. We talk about a lot of different things here. There's some really sketchy stuff happening. Of course, the tragedy over in Hawaii is heartbreaking, but when you see what is happening in the aftermath, it's pretty disgusting. We're talking about that and a whole lot more. So go ahead and smash that like button. And if you are here for the first time, thank you so much for choosing Investing Bros this morning. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are just passing 4,000 subscribers, on our way to 5,000, but we need your help. Please hit subscribe and share the channel with all of your friends. If you love crypto and you love morning shows, you're in the right place. With that said, though, I am going to introduce my co-host this morning, the aforementioned amazing T Shroom, most recent winner of Around the Blockchain. T Shroom, how you doing this morning?
Better than I deserve, Tim. Way better.
I don't know, man. You did win Around the Blockchain last night, so maybe you deserve a good morning.
Yeah, only by the skin of my Seth.
The Seth did come in clutch. But that's how great the community is, man. When the community is that strong, you win things. And that's why
right.
Investing Bros is number one. So
That's right. That is right. And we love it. I mean, it's obviously 100% not my crypto knowledge. It's 100% the turnout in the chat. I mean, if it wasn't for all of the bros in the chat throwing up the plus ones, I'd probably be coming in dead last. I'd probably at 0 points. So I do have a quote for today.
You never know.
We do have a quote for today, and we got a little something different. I'm going to try something out. Let me know if you guys like it, because you might not. But here we go. Nothing is ever really lost to us as long as we remember it. So in the spirit of remembering, I've got a couple of things pulled up here from July 17th. That would be this day last month. Some stories that I certainly didn't catch. This isn't just in crypto. The World Health Organization reported that the avian influenza is responsible for killing dozens of cats across Poland, marking the first instance of a virus affecting a large number of felines over an extensive area. That happened July 17th. Last month, Israel recognized Morocco's sovereignty over Western Sahara. I know, a big letdown for all the Western Sahara fans. And then in the law and crime section, the number of people who died in Kenya following a pastor who ordered them to fast to death in order to meet Jesus increased to 403.
Oh, wow.
As bodies of 12 more people were exhumed. So I didn't know any of those stories happen, but Wikipedia keeps an archive of stories from, I guess, probably going back quite a ways. So, if you guys think that that's a good idea to cover, you might not, which I totally understand. I think we'll start doing that every morning. It'll probably only be like one or two stories.
No, that is very, very interesting. Good catch there, T Shrooms. Well, I wanted to show people, because here's the thing, guys. Some of you are not in the Discord, and I really want you guys to get into the Discord, but I want to show you what you missed. Share my screen, T Shroom. We do have the newest ranking of the number one bro.
Oh, wow.
And you only get stuff like this if you're in our Discord. I think we're getting close to like 300 people in there, but we want to grow that Discord even more. So T-Shroom and I are spending a lot of time in there talking with everybody. Anytime you tag us, ask a question, we might not be able to get back to you immediately, but we also are trying to be as engaging with you guys as possible. So come check out Brody. He is the best bro ever, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. That's not an announcement of any kind, because that's what one of our family members asked when we sent them this picture. They're like, are you guys trying to tell us something? I'm like, nope. We're the Investing Bros, and he's just the best bro. But yeah, so as we're transitioning here, guys, make sure, go check out that link down below for our free Discord. Go join it for the free price of free. I mean, if you're a liker, you like the video every day, you're awesome. If you're subscribed, you're even more awesome. But if you're in the Investing Bros Discord, you're awesome times 1,000. And That's what makes you a part of this amazing community. So go ahead and go do that. Let's go ahead and read some names here in chat, T-Shroom, and engage with this amazing community. Now, you did cheat, T-Shroom, by being first, and then you're going to blame it on me because you did it with the Investing Bros account. Everyone knows I comment with the Investing Bros account, but guys, I was not the one who said that. That was T-Shroom. The real first commenter of the day was Mr. Amello Fellow, aka Irate Specialist. It was a pleasure getting to talk with him last night on our X Spaces, which, by the way, I think we're going to be moving that time, guys, to 5:45 on Wednesdays. Give us a little bit more time in the evenings to spend with family. But it was a great space last night. I think every single week, T-shirt, and that's the new thing. We're gonna have topics, and we're going to give small takes, but then we're just going to engage with chat. So if you guys want to talk with us, give your opinions on certain issues, ask us questions, and get verbal feedback, that's a great place to do it over there on Twitter, but you got to go engage every single week. Who else do we have here? Mr. J is coming in second place. Now, he does think that he should get counted as a tie, but I do agree with a mellow fellow. There's no participation trophies, Mr. J. You got to be first. You got to be first. But you were second, so congratulations to you. Third place was Nancy Croy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else is here this morning? Bedridden is here with that blue wrench. Mike Play, Peter Provost, Ninja Glock. Let's see who else. Gia S is here as well.
Morgan Holloway.
Morgan Holloway. I haven't gotten there yet. Animal Chin is here. Stephen E. Shrum is here. Ada Ace is here. I don't know if there's an inside joke there that I missed. It's a me, a Crypto Mario is here. Who else do we have? Sativio Shramoto is here as well. Chaos Incorporated, Joe Nickel, Crypto Antagonist, saying he's here, so that's even more helpful to the process. Justin Eubanks is here. Philly Skills 1428, CBD Suddy, OC Peter, not Peter, OC Pet Doctor. That's a big difference in the letters there. Grand Roofing Incorporated is here. Dusty Hunt saying, yo, say my name. You got it, Dusty. Dusty Hunt is here. Let's get 5 more. Greg Chance is here. Is that Greg or Grieg? It looks. Did you mistype it, Greg, or is that how your name's pronounced? Or is your name Grieg? Is it Grieg, Chance? Anyway, Crypto Mini Bike is here. Brakoshi Nadinero is here. Nadinero is here. Ooh, these readings. Crypto AI is here. And let's get the last one. The last one of the day is going to be Crypto Trades. How about that? Sneaking in for that last call out. I know there's probably a couple of you. I did not read your name. And if that's the case, I am so sorry. It is not because I don't love you. It is simply time to go ahead and move on into the content for the day. So with that said, let's hit it. T-Shroom, go ahead and share my screen. Let's refresh our economic outlook of the day. Let's take a look at 2 stars. Not that the 1 stars aren't important, just not as important. So we're going to go with 2 stars today. Today, we did have, with that dip yesterday, I'm more interested. I don't know if we actually looked into this. I'm interested to see. I didn't see anything glaring about the Fed announcements yesterday. But maybe that had a little bit to do with it. But I'm surprised that crypto altcoins didn't drop either that much. So probably didn't have anything to do with it, really. Balance of trade for the EU coming in this morning. I'll be honest with you, don't even know what to think about that one because those predictions are all over the place. So anyone in the EU, if you could tell me what that means, go for it. Initial jobless claims came in this morning, though, at 239,000, a little bit less than expected, definitely less than last month. That's another thing. Jerome Powell's going to look at that and say, oh, not enough homeless people, time to raise interest rates. Just kidding. I don't know if he's going to do that particularly, but you never know. Let's move on. Tomorrow, guys, Friday, we will be seeing retail sales in Great Britain. The expectation is that they should be a little bit down, but I know that we had more favorable, or not favorable. We had higher percentages here in the U.S. Maybe we're going to see Great Britain follow suit because they do have a track record of repeating and following us, whatever we decide to do. Moving forward to next week, not necessarily a very heavy beginning of the week. You can see there's nothing on Monday. Tuesday, we have a couple things here, existing home sales. Moving on to Wednesday, mortgage rates come out. New home sales will come out. But then Thursday, we'll have durable goods month over month reported. It will be very interesting. Let's move on into our liquidations now, guys. This is huge. It's the reason why Bitcoin is down where it is right now. We didn't touch 28,000 yet. I do believe we got down to about 28,300 or so. The reason for that is this right here, 45.6 million long liquidations, and then Ethereum at 19.3 million long liquidations, dollars worth of long liquidations, excuse me. A lot of traders took advantage. This is something we talk about all the time. When you are entered into long positions, people, experienced traders will find out what you're doing, and they'll find your liquidation points, and they will do whatever it takes to get that liquidated. And then the momentum speeds up. That's why we saw such explosive fall last night. It wasn't because some breaking news happened that now Bitcoin sucks and it's time to sell it. No, it was there were too many longs and leverage positions that were vulnerable, and the manipulative traders took advantage of it. This is why we preach very, very much so. Have your stop loss. Make sure you're not just following the sheep, following the rest of the fish. And make sure to think for yourself and do your own thing. That's what the experienced ones do, and they end up making a lot of money when they do it. So very interesting. Others here, again, long liquidations. I only see one. Rune is the only one that's in the red today, which red is good on this chart because that means that there are more shorts liquidated than longs. But you can see green chart, meaning red day, guys. Not a great last 24 hours for crypto. Let's take a look at Trueflation this morning with a refresh. We are up to 2.5%. We're continuing to climb here on Trueflation after bottoming out here around 2%. So something interesting to keep our eyes on. Let's take a look at what's happening. I don't even know this morning. Haven't checked this one out just yet. We are slightly ticking down in the percentage of having our pause. It's giving us a little more weight to another rate hike. So that's not a good thing. With that said, let's just make sure there's no rate hike predicted in the future. Not for November, not for December. It looks like, all right. So I think they're still predicting at this point that we are going to see the pause continue. But let's start to see when is the prediction for the next rate cut. It is still in May. So the prediction at this point is that we will not see rates cut until May. Could be interesting to see as that continues to develop. This is, seeing this percentage slightly go down is not significant, but it is something to keep your eyes on, that maybe there's something about these voters that they're saying there's more likelihood of a rate hike coming in September than we'd like to think. And we still have, by the way, guys, until we get this decision, got to scroll the right direction, about a month, a little over a month before that decision. So a lot could still change. Make sure we're staying tuned on the news. And anytime that Fed speaks, we want to know about it. Let's go to Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index coming in this morning at 50. Nothing special. It is something to say. It only went down to 50, despite the fact that price dipped pretty aggressively. So definitely want to keep our eyes on that over the next couple of days as well. Let's take a look at the coin market cap, market open this morning. Look at this. Bitcoin and Ethereum both down 2% or more. Ethereum just ticked below, but that's 2%. We're going to go round up, go 2%. That's actually one of the bigger movers of the day. You're going to see altcoins. Dogecoin down 3%, so that one takes the cake. But a lot of these other coins only down 1.5%, 1%. We do have, what's this other one? Litecoin's down 4%. I saw another one just was at 2 a second ago. I don't know. Shiba Inu down another 7, almost 8% here. We're going to talk about Shiba Inu as well. I will say this, guys. I'm not a big Shiba Inu fan, but they have had a great run. So I applaud the Shiba Inu community. You guys have done great. You did a lot of things I did not think you would do, but it does look like this launch of the newest update is not going according to plan. So we're going to check in on that. Bitcoin Cash down 5.82%. And yeah, so top 20, the biggest loser. Could be wrong, but I think it's Shiba Inu, the biggest loser of the top 20. Let's take a look at big gainers, though. Not a lot of them. Not a lot of them at all. Rocket Pool's taking the cake on this one, up 2.67%. That is not a lot. And yeah, not a very good day, guys, for crypto. Technically, Cardano in the green, though, up 0.65%. How about that? Let's look at the biggest losers of the day. Yeah, we go. Remember who was number one yesterday? Oh, it's old Say over here. Well, today they are down 21%. Now, still up 2,100% over the last 7 days, but guys, what goes up that explosively will come down. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending you guys run out here and try to short Say, but I'm also not saying you should go long it just because we see 21%. Normally I'd look at a red day of 21% on a coin and say, interesting. Is there a long position here? But when I look at that green number right there, I'm saying, no. It's going to be a pretty healthy fall here. Hedera, H-bar, down to 30, down 8.5%. It had to run itself too. But again, we predicted yesterday. We're going to take a look at that chart as well because there's some levels lower that I was saying I think we're pulling back down towards a golden pocket. And let's see how much closer we are to that here in just a second on the charts. Anything else of significance here? Uniswap down 5%. Conflux down 5%, a little more than 5%. Arbitrum down 4%. So like I said, guys, big red day. You're going to scroll really far. A lot of coins in the red. You get some stable coins now start to tick in here. But as a whole, very, very red day. Let's go ahead, though, guys. It is time to go ahead and move on over into some charts. If you guys are excited, go ahead and smash that like button. I have a new way I'm going to start doing charts. But before I do that, I do want to thank our sponsors of the chart section, both Chart Prime, the best indicator in the game. You definitely got to check them out with a link down below, but also BitGet. BitGet is amazing. In case you're wondering, what am I talking about? I'm talking about this one right there. Look at BitGet right there.
Oh, wow.
Go check them out as well. There's no more of that deal we had at them for the first 7 days. But if you are looking to trade, BitGet is phenomenal. Also, they're supporting the channel. So please, 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 if you guys love investing, bros, go check out all of our sponsors, all of our links. Here's another thing I'll say before we get into the charts here. I was talking with a friend of mine who works in the marketing game. Did you guys know how important it is just for your fans and your viewers to click on links in your description? When marketing companies are looking at that, like when we start to get new sponsors to grow more and more, they want to know how many clicks are you getting. So here's the thing, guys. Even I'm going to do a secret. So no one listened but you guys. If you just want to help us out, hit the like button.
That's very loud, Tim.
I'm trying to be loud, but I'm being whispering, but being loud at the same time. So if you want to help us out, hit the like button, then subscribe to the button, and then just click on links. Now, even if you don't buy anything, just go click on links, and who knows, maybe you'll click on it, you'll like what you see, then you buy it. But even if you just click on it, that helps us out. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the screen here. Good whisper of the day. We're going to check out some charts here, guys. Now, a new thing I'm doing with charts. I am going to still do some macro looks from time to time, but we're going to do a lot more charting about the hour, 30-minute, maybe even down to the 15-minute chart, really covering what's happening over the next 12 to 24 hours. So you guys are preparing yourself for it. The first thing I do want to mention, though, we will start macro. Let me get rid of this drawing tool for a second. We will start macro. Guys, you guys know we talked about at the end of July, when we were really close to closing red, I said, guys, this is not a good sign for Bitcoin. This is not good at all. More than likely, we'll have a red August, and more than likely, that red August is going to come down here and touch this blue line closer to $28,000. Well, guess what? We are getting super close. As I mentioned before, we wicked down last night to 28,000, about 320. Let's see, what's the exact number? The exact number is $28,316 here, and I don't know if we are done with that just yet. On the daily chart, we are not flashing over sold whatsoever, so that's where we're starting. But let's go ahead and jump, guys, all the way down to the hourly chart. Let's take a look at what's happening here on Bitcoin. A price squarely in that nice T box that we've had drawn here for a while. Here's some reason potentially to be concerned that this dip is not over, starting off with our oscillators. Now, yes, we did have a lot of Christmas tree ornaments down here, guys. We got oversold flashes coming in. We got really low on the RSI. We got a peak, I forgot what this is called, but we're going to call it a peak seeker for now on our trend fusion. But guys, look at this. As the oscillators climb back up, we're now lower. And remember, this is very important. You guys remember this. When you're looking at oscillators, just because we have a lower wick over here, oscillators like to respond to price candle closes. So that wick, for all intents and purposes, does not matter. That these oscillators are responding to the price action at 28,500. So the fact that we are now lower, yet the oscillators are higher, is a classic reloading to continue to the downside. So not liking what the oscillators are looking like so far. Now they are kind of sitting in neutral zones. Do we have further to go to the upside here? Can we keep bouncing, or will we go a little lower? Let's go all the way to the 15-minute chart, see what it's saying. I'm not overwhelmingly pleased with what I'm seeing on the 15-minute chart. Did get some bullish divergence here that played out just a little bit, but you guys can see we're not necessarily crazily overextended. Money flow still looks like it is flowing to the downside. So, this is more than likely a sideways movement here for a little bit, might still happen. But when I'm seeing the 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour, I'm not necessarily loving what I'm seeing here. Let's do one more thing. And I'm going to look at another oscillator. And this is a newer update to Chart Prime. Let's take a look in the settings. I want to go
The VIP?
to the MVP. What is this? The VIP.
Oh, they haven't released that for you yet. They might not.
Wow. Favoritism. All right, here we go, guys. Now, we did get some green flashes. One of the ways you look at this is when you get these green histogram flashes, that's a good time to buy. And especially when you find it matched with oversold, great stuff, right? So not that this would have been a great buy here necessarily, but as you start to see all these green flashes, let's say you bought up here, you could have made a little bit of a trade, not a whole lot, nothing major, but you would have had a little bit of a bounce right in here. So it did mark a potential bottom, but as you can see, guys, now we're on the 1 hour chart. As we're starting to make new lows, you're not getting the MVP green flashes again, which is another sign, in my opinion, more than likely we are continuing to the downside. Let's see if it starts to pop up, because we had a lot of Christmas tree ornaments here on the 30-minute chart, but no, we're not flashing green here. Again, flashing green back at this dip, not flashing green on this current dip, despite the fact that we're flashing bullish divergence and peak seeker and green reversal, but all those are corresponding to these candles, and then we kept dropping lower. So as a whole, guys, kind of backing up my theory, I don't think that this is done whatsoever. Let's take a look back out at the 1 hour chart. Let's take a look at what's happening on our market oracle. You can see we rejected up here, back here off of our dynamic reactor, and then since dropped very much behind. We're not even touching at this point. We're not even touching our trend assistant, so very much overextended. So if we do see some form of a bounce, we might just be coming back up to touch our trend assistant, but other than that, I think it's still a long way to go to the downside here over the next 24 hours or so. Yeah, even that 30-minute chart massively extended to the downside. Let's see here. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. Anything happening here? We're a little bit closer, but when I look at these things, despite the fact that the oscillators are saying we're not quite done, don't be surprised based off of what I'm seeing here. Don't be surprised if we maybe actually do hesitate for a second just to let these things catch up. The dynamic reactor, the trend assistant catch up, get a little bit closer to them, but then further to the downside. Maybe it might be that we have seen the low for today, but we're going to trade sideways. Let the oscillators climb up a little bit, and then tomorrow we're going to actually go ahead and go down to newer levels. Let's take a look really quickly at some multi-time frame. Maybe we have to go out here. Let's go more macro here and look at some levels here. Yeah, we're not really close to anything right there. We did drop below the most important level for the 4 hour chart. So if we do get a bounce, watch 28.6. That was that top level of our T-box. If we get a bounce, that's going to probably serve as some pretty strong resistance here for Bitcoin. 4 hour chart, you do see oversold flashing in. So again, there's a chance. Look at that. We are getting some green flashes here. So again, maybe a bounce is coming. But when we come down to this hourly chart, when we're looking at the daily chart, a lot of signs still pointing to the downside from here. Let's take a look, guys. Let's move on from Bitcoin. Might talk more about Bitcoin price here later. Let's take a look at Ethereum this morning as well. It is down big. I told you guys, even though some coins are down more, like Shiba Inu, the fact that Bitcoin and Ethereum are down more significantly than a lot of these other coins like Cardano, like Matic, like XRP is a little bit curious and a little bit alarming. Let's take a look. We are getting a lot of bot flashes. We are getting a lot of things until you see on Ethereum. We are getting that green candle coming in along with the peak seeker, along with bullish divergence here on the hourly chart. So Ethereum's chart actually looking better than Bitcoin's this morning. Now it will be curious as we go out to the daily chart to see what we're seeing here. We're overextended on the daily chart, but not getting our flashes just yet. I think a revisit on Ethereum of this blue level is going to probably come into play as well. Let's take down my oscillators for a second. Yes, we kind of played below that back here, but if you're looking at our dip we had back in June, all the way through here, this has been a pretty good solid level of support. Don't be surprised even if Ethereum bounces a little bit for now. I think this blue line, just like Bitcoin, will be touched on those larger levels. But for now, Ethereum kind of looking like a better, it looks like it has a better sign than Bitcoin going on when you're looking at oscillators. Let's take a look at some other things here as well. Yeah, a lot closer. You guys can see a lot closer to the dynamic reactor and trend assistant, actually even kind of coming over here and touching it here a couple of hours ago. So even though Bitcoin and Ethereum both down big, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing on Ethereum more so than I like what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Another thing, let's take a look at here. Let's go back and let's just even see from a Fibonacci level here with Ethereum what we're seeing this morning. Let's go to this bottom over here all the way up to the peak we had. We are getting really oh, look, another reason to suspect maybe Ethereum's getting close because it's coming down touching that golden pocket. Let's go back to Bitcoin and look at maybe a similar detail here. It's really hard because Bitcoin, unlike Ethereum, when I go over here the hourly chart. Let's see. This is all the way back in June 15th. Let's see. Bitcoin. What was June 15th for Bitcoin? Is that all the way back here? All right. That's all the way back there. So let's do that. Let's look at Fibonacci levels. I think Ethereum's close. It's more to the downside, but I think that's all another argument to say it should be getting a bounce here soon. Yeah, we're getting close to the 0.5. We just actually did. We bounced that wick, came right to the 0.5 of Fibonacci. All right. Could be interesting. Could be interesting. I still think 28,000 is in play. And then we also have this T box down here at 27.4 to about 27.2. That could be interesting because that is the golden pocket for Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Ethereum's a little more overextended to the downside right now. So all the more reason why it could be a better buy, a better bounce than Bitcoin. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Should you buy more Bitcoin right now or more Ethereum? What time do we have here as we're going through things? I might take a look at one more coin because I mentioned it and I think we want to talk about it. And that would be, if I can find it, it is HBAR. HBAR. Big explosive movements here recently, guys. But then, all good things have to come to an end. All things have to start retracing. When we look at HBAR, I do think it's going to be almost what we were talking about. Let's take a look at Fibonacci levels right here. Oh, it went lower. We talked about the golden pocket the other day. I said watch the platinum pocket. Sure enough, guys, look where we bounced. Let me zoom in here just a little bit more. Do we bounce? There we go. Got to click that twice. Just a little bit more here, and we did bounce perfectly off of that platinum pocket. So very, very interesting. Let's see how the oscillators are saying about that. Yeah, got some nice bullish divergence here on the hourly chart. We're not super low necessarily, but we did get an engulfing candle bounces here. We did get all these green, although we kind of ignored those green ones and kept going to the downside. So I'm not going to count that as too much of a victory. Let's see about the 15-minute chart. Take off our Fibonacci levels here. A little bit overextended all the way down the 15-minute chart. So we're heading back to the downside. But when you're out on the longer time frames, like 30-minute and 1 hour, I think there's an argument for more upside than downside. We'll definitely keep our eyes on that, especially after it comes down. It came down to a level it really needed to get back down to. Back down to that platinum pocket. So that is our crypto TA of the day. If you guys enjoyed that and liked that and you like looking at these smaller time frames, let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you like looking at the hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute chart and kind of getting a good understanding of maybe what the next 24 hours looks like? Would you rather me just always talk about the 4-hour and daily chart? Let me know. We definitely want to do the TA you guys want to see. But that's what we have this morning. T-Shroom, let's jump into some community time here for a second. Again, I thought it was Friday, so I was going to make announcements today about what's happening this weekend, but we still have another day before the weekend hits us. What are some announcements on your brain that people need to know about, T-Shroom?
Saturday is not going to be without a show from the Investing Bros.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. We'll announce it twice. Go ahead. What's happening on Saturday, T-Shroom?
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is a time that will not be without an Investing Bros live stream. Tune in then to see your favorite bros looking at the charts and covering news that is related to crypto.
Your favorite bros, yeah. Good. Now I'm excited. I'm excited about doing some Saturday stuff. Obviously that's another day of the week, but to get to spend more time with you guys and maybe even get a whole new group, like that's, always wanted to grow the community, grow the channel, grow what we're capable of doing. But I know there's just so many people that 9 a.m. is a little too early for them during the week. And so they're not awake for it, especially our friends over in Cali. So doing that Saturday morning show at 11 a.m., super, super nice for our Cali friends. But also, how many people, like a lot of people, that watch, I'm not under any assumption that everyone watching right now is going to tune in for every Saturday because it's time to, spend time with family. You're not at work, you get to relax. But there's a lot of people who are still heavily engaged and wanting to get all their crypto alpha on weekends. And there's not a lot of options out there. So I think we also could get into a really niche community out there, get a nice Saturday group going, and get them into this amazing, amazing community. So let us know in chat. Do you guys like that concept? Put a 1 in chat if you plan on showing up on Saturday. Put a 2 in chat if you're just like, hey, love you guys, but it's just too much for me. I'm going to rest on Saturday. No hard feelings whatsoever. With that said, some other announcements that we have. I'm trying to think. I can't tell you. I'm telling you. So I teased this yesterday, and T-Shroom knows this now, and Army Piper knows this now. I cannot tell you who, and I cannot tell you what. What I can tell you is that something exciting could be about to happen with one of my favorite people in the world. Put your guesses in chat. I don't know what you guys think it is. I'm very interested in what you think it is.
Caleb Franson?
If someone guesses, I do love Caleb Franzen, but I'll go ahead and let people know it's not Caleb Franzen.
Oh.
That's not what it is. Yeah, okay. Crypto Sec Guy put a 2. Glad. I'm glad. By the way, I'll also tease this. It's not Crypto Sec Guy. Crypto Sec Guy is not the guy texting me yesterday about anything. So, good riddance. I'm sorry. I don't want to be toxic. Crypto Sec Guy, I love you. I just sometimes you frustrate me, and I love you because of it. So that is our community today. By the way, as we're wrapping up this community stuff, college football. See, Red Monster says 11 a.m. too late. College football starts in 2 weeks. No, it's not too late because there's no good games out on 11 a.m. We're going to go 11 a.m. to 12. But we're Red Monster. We're also part of that show. T. Shum and I will be giving college football predictions. It will be amazing. And then the real college football games start at 12. So you won't miss anything. You will get your crypto alpha. You'll get your predictions. You'll get into the weekend watching college football. It's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win.
I've got another community.
Oh, well, that's good. Let me finish. I think I was going to say something, but then Red Monster threw me off. Go for your announcement. I'll get back to mine. Sorry.
Wednesdays. Usually we had our X Spaces at 6 p.m. Those have now moved. Actually, they used to be at 7 p.m., which you're like, whoa, that's late. We thought the same thing. So we moved it to 5:45 Eastern Standard Time. We held our first one yesterday, and it was awesome. We got to hear from a Mellow Fellow, which I had not heard. He goes by a different name on Twitter, Irate Specialist.
Yeah.
But a Mellow Fellow, we got to hear from him, and he actually has a very similar entry into Bitcoin, similar to me. So that's pretty cool to see and chat with him a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, Spaces 5:45. That'll be reflected in all of our branding and marketing and everything. So yeah, make sure you're not tuning in too late. If you tune in at 7 p.m., you're going to hear nothing but crickets.
It's true. Let's see here. We'll get to some chat and then we're going to get into some stories. Red Monster said, why not both live stream a game like Peyton Manning does for Monday Night Football? I've thought about it. Honestly, and Red Monster, it's not a bad idea. I don't know if we do it. Like, first of all, we could not do it on YouTube. YouTube would shut that down so fast if we live streamed a college football game. Now, in Discord, there's some things you can do. So let us know in chat if you'd want to watch college football with us, but it might be something we do with members. Like, so maybe it's our silver members or gold members. We'll do some live viewing parties. What I was going to say, I was going to update you guys on the price predictions for this week, because even though we can't crown official winners, a lot of things can still happen. My expectation, T-Shroom, is that the highs are in for the week. Do you think that we're getting any higher this week with Bitcoin price?
No.
I think it's it. I think the bull can be called, not officially. Got to wait till tomorrow morning to officially call the bull. But I do think that I am the bull of the week because I had the lowest. No, I didn't have the lowest bullish prediction. I just had the one that wins. So my bullish prediction, my high was 29,638. Oh, I was the lowest because T-Shroom was 29,701 and Piper was 29,700. It only got to 29,660 or something. So even though I had a very small margin, it's not official, but I'm pretty sure I pulled out the W for the bull of the week. Now, when it comes to bear, T-Shroom's in the lead because I had 28,842. He had 28,821. So we're not close necessarily. But the next one, Piper's came in all the way down at 27,900. So it's going to be an interesting race between Piper and T-Shroom because at the moment you have to have your guess happen to get entered. So T-Shroom is winning comfortably, but if we continue to drop below, and we have to get below 28,000 by $100, and Piper could be this week's bear of the week. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to find out who officially wins, and we'll also announce in the community. You guys know our silver members and gold members. They, in our Discord, they get to vote and give their predictions. We'll give a special shout-out to whoever wins in our community. If you want to do that, guys, guess what? There's right there. The join button you're looking at right below our faces. You can click on that button, and then you become a member. And you support the channel. You help us grow as a channel. Help us, we're still looking to do more videos, more editing, more content, and just keep things getting bigger and better. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you guys are a part of our membership group, helping support the channel. Also, check out those links, like I said below. Go check them out. Buy Chart Prime. Go use BitGet, trade using our link, or at least just go click on the levels. Because again, marketing personnel love when people click on buttons. Help us out. Make sure you do that. With that said, longer community than we liked, but it's good. I love talking with you guys, making sure you guys know everything that's happening in the Investing Bros community. It is time, T-Shroom, to jump in to some of our other segments and some of our stories and break those down for everybody. So go ahead, T-Shroom, kick it off. What do we got today?
Oh, yes. We've got some somber stories. We're going to start off with one that's probably rocking the markets this today, which is that the Fed officials see upside risk to inflation, possibly leading to more rate hikes, is what the minutes are showing. It's pretty much as simple as that, guys. Higher for longer. So that's not what the market wants to see. There's also talks of a lot of uncertainty, which again, not what the markets want to see. But sliding on into the Hawaii, governor warns developers against predatory land buying in devastating Lahaina. So that is kind of the latest development. There's been a lot, but Hawaii Governor Josh Green said the state government is considering acquiring land devastated by wildfires to protect it for our local people so it's not stolen by people on the mainland. That is very specific language. This is a us and them kind of tribal language. Whether or not he means it that way, whether or not he feels like he's actually part of the tribe that he's speaking for, that is kind of the question in this story. The rebuilding process is expected to take years, and residents and the state government are concerned. Outside investors could swoop in and buy up the land. Obviously, there's more details to this, but Tim, just on the face of it, given this headline, given kind of the way that CNBC is interpreting the situation, is the state of Hawaii the good guy in this situation? Are they trying to do the right thing here or something else?
No, they're not. First of all, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are following this story, but the what you're going to hear in the media versus what you will see from individuals who either live there or have family that live there who are telling the story from the island itself. This is one massive conspiracy. Honestly, like what is happening on that island, the situation with the fire, you believe what you want or not, like whether those fires happened on purpose or an accident, what we are seeing happen in the aftermath is absolutely disgusting. And so again, whether it was planned, whatever you believe, if you think that fire was planned, that's possible. Even if you think the fire is accidental, though, you don't see the pieces coming together that banks and businesses and now the state is taking advantage of a tragedy to gobble up land. Do we trust the government of Hawaii that they have the best interest of the people by volunteering to buy all the property and own all the land? No, this is an absolute land grab situation. And I don't know who the real bad guys are. I think they all are. I think the banks that are swooping in, I think the state swooping in. This is not the time to start talking about, hey, we'll buy your land. This is a time to offer aid to people to make sure we're still recovering and trying to save. At this point, most people, they haven't been found. It's probably not looking good for them, but it's still the time to be looking. It's still the time to be offering aid. This is not the time to be talking about purchasing land and acquiring it. That just tells me how disgusting this situation is. And to be fair, T-Shirt, because of how disgusting this is and the timing of it, it makes me lean towards the saying like, this fire looks like it could have been planned. Well, I'm not saying for sure it is, but it looks like it.
Well, you're not the only one who has some serious skeptical tendencies towards this. Vivek Ramaswamy tweeted this actually this morning at 9 a.m. He said this: "There's a dark but hard truth to the Maui catastrophe that has led to over 110 tragic deaths."
Which, pause right there, T-Shirt. That is a false number. If you watch these videos of people in Hawaii, the number is in the 5 figures, probably pushing closer towards 10 figures. That's the other thing the media is massively lying about. They do not want you to know how bad it actually is. It's in the thousands already, and it probably again is climbing higher.
Well, he makes a point here that gets into something completely different than the death count, which is tragic regardless of how much it is. But as wildfires rage, desperate residents petition state officials to send more water for firefighting and to help protect their properties from fire. That request went unanswered for hours, withholding critical aid to islanders. Now we're learning that the official who delayed the approval is an Obama Foundation Asia Pacific leader and a climate activist who believes that water should be revered first and foremost. The DEA agenda is literally costing people their lives. Hawaii's Democratic Governor Josh Green says there are people fighting against the release of water to fight fires, and that it needs to be explored further. The number one responsibility of government is to protect its citizens. The victims and the families deserve the truth. So, Vivek, just full disclosure, is running as a Republican in the 2024 presidential campaign. So he has, some maybe self-interested reasons to be a part of the conversation, right? But he is unearthing something that he believes to be the truth here, and it's not a pretty one.
Yeah, the whole thing again, Vivek. I'm not. This story isn't about Vivek, so I'm not really going to comment on Vivek.
Right, it's not.
The thing that makes this crypto, because you might be wondering, anyone who's watching might be saying, all right, this is a tragic story, but isn't this a crypto channel? Like, why are we talking about this? Well, one of my questions, T-Shroom, is like when, and I don't want to do this because I just want to mess with it, but when are we going to start as a crypto community, using our tools that we very much have, like DAOs? Like this is like when I'm thinking of DAOs, stories like this is a perfect example of how we stop the things like businesses and government officials coming in and taking advantage of a tragedy. Like why, and maybe there is, maybe we need to do more research on this, but like, this is the kind of stuff that crypto can solve in the midst of tragedies. And when hurricanes happen and then fires happen and tornadoes happen, the government solution is we're going to help you out by giving you money, but taking everything from you. Whereas crypto, I think the crypto has a very real ability to save lives and to preserve people's property. I heard about a cool one the other day. I can't remember the name of it. We'll have to look more into this. But there's a DAO right now to help build wells in Africa. The whole point of a DAO is, okay, if you invest in this, you're not expecting necessarily a return. You get to have control and you get to have a say in what's happening. Well, guess what? We're not talking about business. If you create a DAO to buy a business, that's pretty cool. But a DAO to help save lives and help preserve people, like building wells in Africa, or giving aid to people in Hawaii, or giving aid to people after a tragedy, there's no benefit personally in that other than saying, you know what, I'm going to be a part of the difference. And that's why this is one of the beautiful things about crypto that I think we could do in this world. When I say, guys, that crypto is not just about becoming personally wealthy, but it's about solving a lot of problems, this is one of the scenarios I think we have a very rich opportunity to be a part of. So let us know in our community, let us know in chat, in our Discord. Do you guys know of a DAO? Do you guys know of any crypto communities that are working together to raise funds to help the people of Maui preserve their land and property and regrow, that we can stop things like the government or businesses swooping in to take advantage of them and buy their land for pennies on the dollar?
I've got one right here. I saw this the other day. So Kelly Kellum, our very own, very good friend here. He's over at the Hit Network. And this looks like something he's actually popped up himself, Kellum's and Friends. So this is going to be going to distributed to all those closest to me who need it as it comes. This is going directly to my family and the closest friends who have nothing but a backpack to their name. So this looks like a very quick, on-the-ground, grassroots type of thing going on. Definitely look into it for yourself, but I highly doubt anything that Kelly is promoting is going to be anything but above board, obviously. Well, and it looks like they're trying to raise $100K, and they're at just under $4K.
Yeah, and it is good. GoFundMe's are great too. I just think there's a way, via DAOs to get a lot more done. I think DAOs can be even like GoFundMe's are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to poop on GoFundMe's, but I think the future of how we do things, having DAOs created for this kind of stuff is going to be how a lot of good things happen. So let's go ahead. This was a lot of time, T-Shroom, on this story. I know we have some others to cover. Let's go ahead and move on. But let us know in chat again if you guys know of a DAO or if you guys know anything in crypto world that can help. Thank you for that link, T-Shroom. Our prayers and thoughts are continuing with the people of Maui, and we're going to continue to fight for you guys and your property as well. So
yeah, it's a bizarre situation.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to monitor it, but we're going to leave Maui, but we're not going to leave high controversy politics. Take a look at this, guys. Donald Trump crypto wallet holds over $5 million worth of crypto, a new filing shows. That would make him a whale, is what Decrypt is saying. That's true. But it's pretty interesting. So Tim, I want to throw it over to you because I wanted to get your take. Where did he get all this crypto? Did he just buy it? Did he earn it? And what do you think he's going to do when crypto hits all-time highs again in late 2024?
Well, I want to clarify because there's been a lot. So first of all, a couple days ago, let's round this story up. A couple days ago, it comes out he has $250,000 to $500,000 worth of Ethereum. I would love to have that much money. I don't, but still good amount of money. but it's not anything crazy necessarily. Then that article happens yesterday. We talked about that article on the BitBoy show yesterday, the 5 million. I was like, holy crap, that's a lot. I do think it is coming out today confirmed that it's 2.8 million of Ethereum. But what makes it interesting is it's not just Ethereum. His wallets that they're actually looking at now are showing, I can't remember every coin, but I think Matic is one of them. And I think there are like 2 or 3 other coins that are in his wallets. Now, they were all ERC. They were all Ethereum or ERC20 tokens, right? So more than likely, I do not think that Donald Trump has purchased any crypto with US dollars. I think that this is all from the sales of his NFTs. Of course, we covered that, back when it happened. The NFT, big deal, The big takeaway, though, from this T-Shroom, to me, is with him having multiple millions of dollars in crypto and having these wallets still active, I don't think this is a coincidence. I don't think this is just him being lazy. I don't think there's a lot of things you could say about Donald Trump that are negative. I don't think lazy is one of them. I mean, this is a man who very much cares about his resources, very much cares about his wealth, and has a good grasp on what's happening. The fact that he is holding crypto and not selling it and turning it back into US dollar, I do believe is a sign that he is pro-crypto. Now, he might not be as pro-crypto maybe as RFK or Vivek or DeSantis, but he's clearly not anti-crypto the way the last time we heard him talk about it. Like the last words we've heard from Donald Trump about crypto or Bitcoin was, I believe it is a scam money. It's, I like the US dollar. That was it 2 years ago, year and a half ago? It was a while ago, a long time ago. We have not heard from him since. But the fact that we are seeing now he owns millions of dollars worth of crypto and he's not liquidating it, to me, I think it's a positive sign that Donald Trump might not be his platform, might not speak about it a lot. But I think anyone who says that Donald Trump is anti-crypto and they're using that as a reason not to like him, I don't think that's a reason not to like him. Like I said, it's Donald Trump, guys. There's a lot of reasons not to like Donald Trump. I just don't think that not liking crypto can be one of them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely appears that way. Well, I tend to agree. I think that, the question, would he sell? It's like, who knows? But I mean, he does look out for his bottom line. And I think if he starts to see that 5 million turn into what would probably be like 50 million or something like that, maybe even in the hundreds of millions when Bitcoin and I guess in this case, Ethereum hits some all-time highs.
Let's say he holds T-Shroom. I would say, I think it's a little much to say what he currently holds would turn into 50 million. Because again, let's round up to 3 million. I think realistically, we're looking at, you're looking at like 30 to 40 million, maybe. I think asking for 50 million is going to be a little much for Ethereum returns. Now, if he diversifies and gets more into Matic and, maybe ADA, maybe goes into XRP, now we're talking about, he'll go more than 50 million. But I want to make sure people have realistic expectations for Ethereum. I don't know if Ethereum is going to 20x or anything this next market, because that's a testament to how good it is. It's such a strong asset and so established already. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not going to be the biggest return. So did want to clarify that. I think that, not that was a very important point, but I do think it's good to note, like, people need to know Ethereum is not going to be a 20x coin more than likely in this next market.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, speaking of coins, as we always are, terrible transition, but take a look at this. These are some of the weaker currencies around the world. The yellow one is the United States dollar, but that dark blue one up there is the ARS, which is the Argentinian dollar versus Bitcoin. And as you can see, it's doing really, really well. And that's because Xavier Milei, he won like the equivalent of a primary in Argentina. Don't really understand how their party system works, but he's yet to be elected president officially. He's still got a road to that. I believe it's in early October that election is. But it's pushed the Bitcoin to ARS, to the Australian dollar, to all-time high. And that's got a lot of Argentinians excited because in Argentina, I believe they have the highest percentage holders of Bitcoin per capita of most countries. I would guess probably after El Salvador, maybe the United States. But they love their Bitcoin over there because they use it practically. They depend on it. I have a couple of contacts down there, and they do confirm that they use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies quite often. So, it's being reflected in the charts now, and it's also, kind of on the heels of what could be a very big development for Argentina. Guys, he doesn't just want to, bring Bitcoin more into the center Xavier Millet, he also wants to completely end their central bank, which functionally is pretty much ended because their inflation rate is above 90%. So like they've kind of failed as a central bank big time. And people are using cryptocurrencies and obviously the US dollar and other currencies there. So ending the central bank would be a good step probably for Argentina. Moving along though, take a look here. Sheeb, not off to a good start. We covered it on the charts a little bit, but here's why. Transactions on the network were stalled for at least 5 hours, and 954 Ether, which is about almost 2 million, and then $750 worth of Bone, which is another Sheeb kind of ecosystem coin, a governance token. It was all stalled on the newly released Layer 2 blockchain from Sheeb, the Shibarium or whatever it is. Yeah, Shibarium. So it's not great. Not a great look. Tim, I said on Around the Blockchain yesterday, we're back on Brocam. So don't flash any gang symbols or anything thinking you're off screen.
Do you hear me? What? Like my mic is definitely
sound great.
Being weird. Okay.
You sound great.
Right, well.
But while I was winning yesterday on Around the Blockchain, some of the questions were about Sheeb. And you know, my take was I like these memes behind me. Why? Dogecoin and to a larger extent Pepe coin. Dogecoin also is kind of going down the Sheeb path of trying to be a legitimate, you know, blockchain coin rather than sticking to its original roots as a meme coin. Whereas Pepe so far is just a meme coin, and it's doing it for the lulz, baby. And so, you know, I was kind of thinking like Sheeb needs to stay in its lane. So I'm not saying I definitely did not predict this terrible outcome for Sheeb this morning. And it's failed, not completely failed, but it's a very rocky start to the deployment of its Layer 2. But, you know, I would say that a meme coin transitioning into trying to be a real coin is just it's not it, right? If you're gonna try to bring real value to the crypto space and to Web3 and be a currency for the future, don't be a meme. Stay a meme, and people will still engage with it if there's a good enough community and a strong thesis for engagement. So that's kind of my take. Tim, is Sheeb pretty much going to be downhill from here?
Let me start off by saying I'm really trying to not be a negative person with coins as best I can. You guys know in the past, I haven't been a big fan of Solana. I'm not a big fan of Sheep. There's a lot of coins I'm not a big fan of. And some coins I'm not a big fan of, they just have flopped on their face and they did exactly what we expected them to do. But there are these coins like Sheep and Solana that despite the fact that there's a good reasons not to like them, they do pretty well. Some of that's community. Some of that is, you know, as T-Shirt kind of put in there, like, you know, Sheep's really trying. They're trying to be a legitimate project. They're trying not to just be a meme coin. So you have to give them props for trying. That is one thing about meme coins that's a little frustrating. Is like, you're a joke and you're not even trying to say you're not a joke. You have no use case really in reality other than to scam people out of money. And you have no plans to do anything other than that. So I do want to start by saying, Sheep, good for trying, you know. Now, I agree with you, T-Shirt. I think it's still a hard one. Like, you can't just say, well, I was a meme, but now I'm legit, so that means my price needs to go up. No, that doesn't mean it. There's a lot of legit projects that will crash and burn and die. I think Sheep has a strong community. I think they still need to develop a little bit more when it comes to, you know, what they're really accomplishing. Like, every coin's going to say we're doing this, and this. But let's be real, guys. There's so many Layer 1s and then fantastic Layer 2s on those Layer 1s. I'm not saying it's going to happen this bull market necessarily, but in the next 5 to 10 years, guys, we're going to have a massive cleaning space of altcoins. The difference between number 10 and number 20 is going to be like 100x difference, if not more. Like, we're going to see the cream rise to the top. And I at this point, I don't see Sheeb doing that. Now, another thing I want to say about Sheeb, T-Shirt, if you go to my screen, because I've been doing I did some TO in this, and guys, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. We are in a falling wedge pattern here on Sheeb. I said, guys, I told DZ maybe you should take some profit right here. It should go to the downside. Guess what? It broke to the upside. But guess where it is now, guys? I just want to zoom in here. Let's look at this falling wedge pattern. Falling wedge patterns traditionally break to the downside. In fact, what I even said to DZ was I said, keep your eyes on potentially when we break this red line somewhere. Keep your eyes on a potential revisit down to, I'm not going to say the amount of zeros, a visit back down to prices we had back in June on the 15th.
Nice.
All right. Now, why am I saying all this? We broke to the upside. But now we are falling back into the falling wedge. Just got to go back on this chart. We just got to go back to June of last year. That's a rising wedge, everybody. That is a false breakout. That is a breakout that broke above, went the wrong direction. What happened right after? We dropped back in. We retested the support, but then we lost it. We moved it over to the breakout. Guess what? The price prediction that started back here.
Wow.
It ended up coming true. Look where price action gets to. It actually goes a little lower. My point here is, yeah, guys, SHIB had a good run. Yeah, SHIB exploded the upside. But as we start to get back into this, rising wedges, they usually break to the downside. And just because you got to break to the upside, SHIB and crypto is such a young and small ecosystem. Things like this can happen, and don't get rid of the fact that this falling or rising wedge really could still play out. And again, when we're looking at some other things right now, like as we're talking, guys, like I'm checking it out, like Bitcoin back down below 28,400. If we go down the hourly chart, it's starting to retest those wicks. So what I said about maybe we bounce back up this morning, I wasn't really sure, but there's a chance that's not happening. We are going to the downside. We might hit 28,000 by the end of the day at this point with how things are dropping. That's one of the reasons why I don't like spending too much time only looking at lower time frames. I like to look at the larger ones as well. Those larger time frames are definitely screaming, come down to the downside. When it comes to SHIB, great pump, great stuff. But a lot of times, you can go back to Brocam T-Shroom. A lot of times when you do have these exciting moves and there is such a massive rallying in the community saying, guys, we're legit now. We're building real things, yada, 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 yada. There becomes too much emotion in the coin. And guess what happens when there's emotion? Experienced, emotionless traders like Mim, Magic Internet Money, and he probably didn't do it. I don't think he did it, but Mim's the type of person who's a great person, great guy, doesn't have anything against you personally. But if you're stupid with how you invest, he'll notice it, and he'll trade against you, and he'll take your money free of charge. Not for you, because you're going to lose your money. That's the stuff that happens with SHIB. And I think there's a very real chance, T-Shroom, that we're seeing history repeat itself. And the people were so certain about SHIB and they were so excited about it going to the upside. I think there's a real chance it goes to the downside. But with that said, I do applaud SHIB for trying. I do applaud them for not sticking to just being a meme coin, but really trying. And you know what? I'll even go as far as to say I'm not rooting against you, SHIB. I don't hate you. I don't think you're a terrible, terrible project. I just have my questions. I am a little bit of a skeptic. I am kind of like I'm not a maxi of any time T-Shroom, but I'm realizing I think I am like, I'm going to choose my top 5 to 10 projects and I'm kind of going to be a maxi for those and not, there will always be degen projects that 1000x, but that they will never get close to being a top 10 coin. And so I might still try to look for things like that, but long-term holding, I'm going to become a maxi of I only have 5 to 10 coins that I hold long-term.
Yeah. So that raises the question then, what is going to be the big meme coin for the 2024 bull run?
There will always be a new meme coin. I think things like Pepe could be sticking around just because of the history of that meme. You know, you want to talk about another coin that started out as a joke, but it's like they accidentally backed themselves into legit situation is Dogecoin. Another reason I'm kind of skeptical about SHIB is because there's already another meme dog coin that's actually becoming somewhat legitimate. We might see Dogecoin be the currency used on Twitter now called X. Yeah.
Get with the times.
I know. I'm behind. We could see Dogecoin legitimately become a currency used worldwide because of X.com. SHIB doesn't have that advantage. I don't think you're seeing Elon Musk pump SHIB. I don't think he's going to use SHIB. So memes are hard. Let's see. Crypto Antagonist says, what projects haven't had beginning issues? Tim, come on, man. No, everything's had beginning issues. My point is the market has matured, Crypto Antagonist. Like when Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and others had beginning issues. Let's even throw Solana in there. Like the market was so new. The market's maturing now. And there was no other options back when Bitcoin was still starting off. And even when Ethereum and stuff, there weren't a lot of options. Yeah, there was Bitcoin and Litecoin and maybe a couple other ones, but there just wasn't a lot. Now there's a lot of options. If SHIB shows weakness, if any coin shows weakness right now, that money will be taken from them and put into a project that's not showing weakness, and it might not ever make its way back into that project. Now, again, I'm not saying with 100% certainty that SHIB is done. Maybe SHIB makes it into that top 10. Maybe SHIB continues to have that strong community that people just love it. But am I not right in at least having a little bit of questions and skepticism based on how the market is maturing? Maybe some of you disagree, but I think a lot of you will agree, and a lot of you have. But good. Put in chat as we're closing out. Let me know in chat, what are your thoughts? Can SHIB crack into the top 10, top 15 coins and stay there long term with significant movements over and over? Or do we see SHIB on the outside looking in? Maybe it never even dies. It just doesn't become anything close to Doge or Cardano or Matic or any of the ones that'll probably be in the top 10.
So here's what I will say for sure. 99% certainty. Crypto Kazuki in the chat is promoting Wall Street memes. I welcome you to promote whatever you want in the chat. That's fine. Free speech, baby. But I will exercise my free speech and say I have done paid research for a client on Wall Street memes, and you don't want to be anywhere near that project. And I'll just leave it there. Pepe, on the other hand, to in all levels of analysis, seems to be a clean meme, right? There's tons of imposters around the Pepe meme. Now I could be wrong about that, but it does seem to be a meme, a pure meme, clean meme.
Yeah, no, we're closing out. DCA and Praise is probably the newest meme coin for the new next bull run. Is not out there yet. By the way, guys,
it's also possible.
The meme coin market, he's probably right. Like, he's not even just possible. He's probably right, because the meme coin market is the definition of what a pump and dump is. Like, oh, it's exciting. Everyone's talking about it, but there's nothing happening. Pump, 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 pump. All right, massively overextended. Sell it off. This thing's going to zero. Meme's dead. Let's move on to the next biggest and best. It's going to continue to be one of the arguments why some people hate crypto. I think it makes crypto fun. I'm not necessarily anti-meme coins as long as people are smart about them. What I hate is ignorance of buying meme coins. If you want to participate in meme coins, be smart and then have fun with it.
Well, and I would also say, have fun with it. If you're in meme coins for anything other than fun, you're probably doing it wrong. Now there's the Army Piper and the mem strat, the sniping, oversold and undersold moments, just like you would with any trade. But I urge you not to try to trade meme coins. That's what I do. When I'm in, I hold a little Pepe for the lulz, right? For the same reason that like the 17-year-old just getting into investing would get into memes. It's just like, or would get into, something silly like that. It's just, it is what it is. And I don't think of it as anything other. I have no delusions that Pepe is going to make me a millionaire because I buy $100 worth of it, right? That's silly. So, but it is a major part of crypto, meme coins. It's not going away. And I think we should embrace it. But we should also look out for the scams and parse them from the legit pure meme coins, which is a phrase that I may have coined here on August 17th.
Maybe. Well, hey guys, that's all we have for you in today's show. If you guys enjoyed this episode, again, smash the like button on your way out. We have 88 people, only 87 likes. I bet you there's 20 of you that have not smashed that like button. Get us to 100 as we're closing out today. Also, all of our gold members, we do have our more intimate bro time today over in Discord. So make sure you're there at 3. Oh my goodness. Look at who is in chat, T-Shroom.
You got a Christian Maynard. Yep. What's up, y'all?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, some of you knew. That is Maynard. Well, we're closing out, Smay. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow morning because you're going to be back engaging with these people. Guys, that's all we have for you. You guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Adios.
Trying to make paper. Turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shroom's news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper. Turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots, stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.